We're
Hello,
good.
caller. You're on.
Man,
You're on the air.
Can you give
man,
us
this is
your
great.
name, or do you want to? You don't have to give your name, but if you give us.
We can leave it. I'll give you what everyone calls me Jed.
Okay, Jed.
Yeah,
Sounds
we don't
good.
want. I don't want a little bit about if y'all want some backstory. I'm from originally from the NorCal area, but my
Okay.
family we relocated out to Virginia, a little bit outside of Roanoke, and
Okay.
we
I don't know
when we
anything about
moved out
Virginia.
there. Roanoke, it's a nice city in Virginia. It's a big little city,
Okay.
It's bigger than your
Okay.
average town. But when we moved out there, I kind of fell in love with the mountainous regions, the Blue Ridge Mountains. They're one of the most beautiful things you could ever see. And I've often gone camping there over the years. I used to go with my father, and then he passed when I was younger, and I've enjoyed do you guys enjoy isolation, like going out,
I do
being alone,
actually.
and yeah, something
I live in
clears your
Los
Depending,
mind.
yeah.
Angeles. It's very
Yeah,
busy here, but I do. After being in LA for 20 years, I'm now craving. I'm planning on moving to Portland, where it is a little more quiet, and you can go walk around the forest down trails. So I understand
Uh huh.
you liking the forest. It's in Virginia. Does that touch, or is that maybe that's Kentucky? The Appalachian. It's like a super haunted area out there. It's like the Appalachian
the
area.
Appalachians. Yeah.
Appalachian. Does
Yeah.
We're a
that touch
little.
Virginia?
I don't believe the Appalachians does. I'm not sure actually. I'm not a geography expert. I just know
Okay.
it's the Blue
Anyway.
Ridge Mountains. Sorry. I
Okay.
enjoy the trees, not the maps.
Okay. Sure. Sure. Um.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
So. So. So the story is about you going camping and something weird happened when you were camping. Is it in these woods you're talking about?
In the Blue Ridge Mountains, yes. We
Okay.
so I mean we'll just get to it. So now my girlfriend at the time, congrats are in order. We actually recently just got engaged after a
Oh,
woman.
Oh,
congratulations!
Yeah,
yeah.
thank you.
Congratulations.
Woman
I
get
also
believed you
just
when
got
you tell her a
engaged.
story like that. Oh, congratulations, man. That's great. There's no love like a good love.
Well, congratulations to you as well.
Oh, thank you very much.
Mhm.
But so long story short, my girlfriend at the time, now fiance, she always understood that I enjoyed going out to the woods. We have a very nice trusting relationship, and I just told her I needed a weekend away, gather my thoughts, and you know what? Here, let me take a sip. Every time I talk about this story, honestly, it just gives me a little anxiety. It's I don't know. Are either of y'all religious?
I grew
Not
up
not
Catholic.
particularly.
I don't.
Mm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, I will say this. I do believe something's going on out there. I don't know if it's the universe, dimensions. There's I think something. I'm getting into off topic here, but I don't necessarily not believe in religion. I don't know what I believe anymore. I just think something's going on that we don't fully understand as humans, and maybe we then interpret things as heaven, religion. We kind of like give ourselves reassuring answers to things as humans.
That would be what, like the agnostic.
Me?
Yeah.
Oh, I
Wouldn't
don't
that be
know.
like? I think I think an atheist doesn't believe in anything. An agnostic
Yeah.
doesn't discount that there could be something,
Hmm.
but they don't know.
I feel
Okay,
like
I'm not sure.
agnosticism is true humanity. Like it's like I'm too dumb to know what it actually is, but I'm open
Yeah.
to it.
I don't want to say it's, just heaven and God and the devil. And it's like, so it sounds like a child story to me, honestly. But I don't want to, insult any religions. I did grow up Catholic and I do believe something's going on. So yeah. Are you religious?
I grew up religious, but I can't say I'm practicing in
Hmm.
my life now. But so let's get to it. I'm sorry. Let me take a drink here before I get going.
Oh man. Okay. All good. It is Friday night.
Yeah,
True.
honestly, I had no plans on pouring, but every time I talk about this, it's one of the you ever experience something that you necessarily can't explain, so it just makes you nervous when you talk about it. You
Yeah.
experience
And
phenomena.
you're also on the spot and you're telling a story to people. So I
Mhm.
get it. You got to relax, chill out.
Honestly, I've never told this to anyone besides like immediate friends and family because when I say it out loud, I feel like a kook. So
Oh
it's
gosh.
just yeah.
Well,
All
we
right.
believe you. We believe in the odd, and we will definitely hear you with open mind and take
Yeah, it's a
what
good
you
good
say
place.
for.
It's a
You know?
it's a good place for this audience. So the floor is all yours.
Yeah, thank
All
you.
right. So it was a fall weekend, and as I said, my girlfriend, she at the time she didn't mind me going on a personal camping trip, so I drove out into the Blue Ridge Mountains, and I found like a secluded spot. Like I don't like going around where there's like set camping grounds. I don't be bothered by camp rangers or park rangers. Excuse me. I want to be alone. I don't want to see another human being. So that was the goal of this trip.
Okay.
And, and we get out. I get out there, and I get my camp set up. Everything's good. The night goes on, cooking myself some beans and weenies, just enjoying the moonlight, the starlight. And then all of a sudden, around like 11 p.m., I'm getting ready to wrap it in, go to bed, stare up at the stars, and drift off. And the only way I can describe it, all of a sudden there was this noise, but it wasn't like a loud noise. Have you ever hit a tuning fork on a piano before?
I have hit a tuning
No.
fork. The thing that vibrates, it's like a piece of metal.
Yeah, it's a piece of metal that
Mhm.
vibrates and it helps you tune a piano. And that's like, it didn't sound exactly like that. There wasn't like a ping, but it was like a low hum. But
Mhm.
I could almost feel like the vibrations of the sound waves in the environment around me. And there wasn't another soul around. And as soon as these vibrations started humming, like a low hum, the only way I can describe it, that's like almost psychedelic, euphoric feeling, like when you hear like a dance song for the first time that just really scratches that nerve inside you, like it's just like a vibration, almost like you feel it in your bodies, get like the goosebumps and the tingles, kind of. And
Mhm.
I'm sitting there, and this goes off, and I didn't think it freaked me out at first, but the thing that was really scary about it is after the hum started, it wasn't the hum itself and the sound sticking around. It was that all sound around me died. Not death in the sense of like the physical word, but immediately like crickets stopped. I didn't hear any wildlife. There was no wind going through the trees, and it had been like a breezy day that day, so I was used to seeing like the leaves and everything moving around me. And it's just silence, and all you feel and hear is this low hum just going through the woods. And it's not loud, it's not a concerning level, but it's just enough to where I'm hearing this and I'm not crazy. And I just kept listening to it for about 15, 20 minutes. It didn't go away, and at that point I'm just alone in the woods. I just said, I'm going to go to sleep. Like, there's nothing in this situation that I can change, obviously. And I didn't hear any immediate threats. So you just kind
Can
of
I ask a
learn to,
question?
oh, please.
Do you think it was like a helicopter? Or was it that kind of like a sound? Like
Of
an
all my
aircraft maybe, or
years,
like a plane engine circling?
of all my years in camping out there, I've never really had but one or two like planes fly over. I wouldn't understand unless there's like a search party or something, but I
Mm.
feel like I would have
It,
seen spotlights or some indication that there was an aircraft.
do you think it could have been that, or was the sound tuning fork? That is a different sound. That's like a vibration. I'm just trying to think of what maybe it
I've
could have
heard
been.
helicopters before. I've heard them before. I know what that sounds like. And there was no,
Yeah.
and like I said, there was no wind. Like you hear the air gusts of a helicopter. It's very distinct.
Yeah.
And maybe if it was off in the distance, but it doesn't really explain the sound or even the feeling that I was getting, whether that was heightened by just being alone in the woods.
That feeling you said. So was that the vibration was like going through you?
Yeah, like there was a tingling sensation where it's really hard to describe. I mean, I'm not like a poetic person, but it, I didn't feel normal, if that makes sense. Like, have you ever been inside of like an empty domed space and you say something and it just like kind of, it's an echo chamber, It felt like that, not
Mhm.
my thought, but kind of like inside my body, like the
Hmm.
sound was just like going through me. It's
Like when you
I feel crazy
it,
saying it.
yeah, you hear it in your own head. You can hear your voice in your own head when you're in one of those like I did it in a gazebo in
Yeah,
Pasadena, California. There's a gazebo outside and it has an arch roof. And I did it with these kids, and you were like, if you say something, you hear it in your head. So you're saying it was like that?
kind of. Yeah,
Like the
like
vibration was
that's a good way
in
to.
your head?
Yeah, yeah. Like I was definitely like not feeling normal.
And
Oh,
this
There
is
I
was
wonder if
there's
the
never.
a
vibration
slight
was outside,
sensation.
or maybe there's something going on in your head, I don't want to say if
I
you
mean,
have a brain problem. I'm not trying to say
brother,
that.
And
you think you're asking a question I didn't ask myself?
do
Okay,
you
yeah,
so
sorry.
and you'd never experienced a phenomenon like this before? This camping trip, the hearing this hearing this sound, this the first time you've experienced something like that?
Never in my life. Of all the times I went out with my father, of all the times I went out there by myself, I've been
Mm,
out deep in the Blue
interesting.
Ridge 100 times or so, and literally never experienced anything like this. And honestly, probably never will again. I have yet to be back on a solo camping trip
Oh,
since this experience.
heli
I'll
in the
still go out with friends from time to time, but I'm not comfortable.
wow. A heli in the chat says tinnitus. Was it like, do you know what tinnitus is? Was it maybe like a ringing in your ears kind of a thing?
I have bad hearing already from years of going to concerts when I was younger and not wearing earplugs. So wear your earplugs, kids. But
Mm,
honestly, I've had sensation in the ear before that was like sound induced where it was uncomfortable. This wasn't an uncomfortable feeling. This was it was just more of sensational, like an
okay.
overstimulation slightly, maybe,
Wow.
where you're buzzing. I don't know. I feel crazy every time I talk about it,
Wow.
honestly.
So, all right. Well, what happened? So then you went to sleep and it ended?
Yeah, so I went to sleep, but I wish it ended. I wish I could say I woke up and everything was fine. But in the middle of the night, I wake up and the metallic tone, it's still ringing.
Hmm.
And maybe it was amplified more because now it's the dead middle of the night. It had killed
Hmm.
the sound of everything around me before, but it's still there and present when I woke up. And honestly, at this point in time, it's about 2 o'clock in the morning. I'm starting to get freaked out a little bit. I'm in the middle of the woods. I'm thinking this is all in my head. I'm going to go to sleep, and I wake up. So I went to go glance at my phone, and I normally when I'm that deep out, I don't have any reception, but I've received. And here's the thing, my girlfriend, she is not a needy, panicky person. She's not someone that, like, if we can't get in contact with each other, usually panics and sends me multiple messages or multiple calls. She's never really done that before.
Mhm.
I've received almost 40 text messages or so of her alluding. The only way I can describe it, text, and I'd love to. I don't want these published publicly. I'd send you some screenshots of these so you guys know afterwards. But she was alluding
Yeah,
to,
please.
like, where have you been? Like, what are you okay? Are you alive? She was asking, like, concerned for my safety. Like I'd been gone for weeks,
And you said
days.
earlier
Like,
she knew you were going on this trip.
correct. But I'm
Hmm.
receiving these texts making it seem like I haven't come home in the time I was going to come home. I've only been gone for 6 hours.
Whoa. Okay.
Interesting.
That's interesting. Okay.
So I'm frantically like, okay, if I got these texts, I can obviously respond. So I'm trying to respond because, hey, everything's fine. I don't know what you're talking about. Like, there's some stuff going on that I can't really explain, but like, I'm trying to be earnest and a good partner and tell her
Hmm.
like I'm fine. I don't want her to worry about me. But every time I respond, I'm just getting hit with the do not deliver, did not deliver, did not deliver, just over and over again.
Mm.
And after about 5 minutes of just trying to spam a message through, I just kept getting denied. And I'm honestly at this point, I'm so freaked out. I'm kind of a bit of an avoidant person. I was like, well, the only thing I can do right now, I'm not going to trek back to the truck in the middle of the night. I'm just going to sleep lightly. It's 2 in the morning. I can wake up in another 3 hours. Sun starts rising. I can get out of there. So I decided to go back to sleep. And I
Wow.
woke up and right before sunrise. And I look at my phone, same thing, no service. But then I open my text messages and all those text messages were gone.
The one, so wait, you were getting texts from her last night, at night, but you couldn't send them out, and now
Yes, and I sent
hers are
back
gone.
at least 10 messages that just do not deliver, did not deliver, did not deliver. And when I opened my phone, when I woke up and I'm about to turbo pack up, my camping gear. I'm gonna hightail it out of here. I don't know what's going on. I don't feel in immediate danger, but I don't feel comfortable. And I open these text messages, and I swear to God, there is nothing in my inbox.
Wow.
There is no back and forth.
Was the vibration happening, or the tone, or whatever?
No. Well,
it stopped.
No. It had lessened. It had lessened.
Oh,
But
okay.
as the sun rose, the only way I can explain it, as the sun inched up more and more, it kind of reverted to like less and less as I'm packing up the camp. Because at this point, I'm in a pure, I don't know what's going on. I need to get the hell out of here and just get back to, population. And so I'm get the camp gear together. I'm hiking it out, and the sun's just starting to peer over the mountains, and it just starts to lessen as the sun rose. And so at this point, I'm just like, get me the hell out of here. So
Wow.
I hopped in my car. I drove about 30 minutes. I got cell reception back. I'm back on one of the main roads. And I called my girlfriend, and I'm just like, hey, baby, hey, with all those texts you sent me last night, what were you talking about? I was supposed to be gone for 2 days. I only been gone for 6 hours. You're making it seem like I've been gone for a week. And she was just completely like, what are you talking about? I knew you were gone last night. She literally, I saw these messages. I don't know if it was some weird fever dream or anything, but it was lucid. I was awake. I was responding. I felt the anxiety of my partner is worried about me. I need to make sure she knows that I'm safe. And she's talking to me, and I'm literally like, are you pulling a prank on me? Are you pulling my leg right now? Because I got all these messages from you concerned about where I am and my well-being, and which I can't prove. So that makes me sound even more crazy because they're not in my text messaging box. So I said, hey, I'm coming home, and I'll talk to you and tell you all when I get home. But I got a tale to tell.
Wow. Okay. Is that the end of the story?
Yeah, I went home, and honestly, I've tried not to think about it since, because it's just one of those things I got no answers for. I wonder if I went crazy, if I rubbed up against some weird mushroom or something.
Yeah, maybe. Well,
It's another possibility for sure.
I have a theory. I wonder if you have theories of what happened.
Well, I mean, the only thing I've went down the bro psychedelic sphere on Netflix, or excuse me, YouTube, and I've read about psychedelic experiences. I've read about like alien interaction, and I've looked into stories about hearing like frequencies and stuff. Honestly, I've also read about there's certain areas in the world, like you look at them, like people talked about like stargates and like stuff like that, where there are areas that kind of cross. Do you believe in different dimensions?
I do. I very much do. Yeah.
I certainly think that it's possible, and like there's certain unexplained events and like instances that I don't think conventional logic can properly explain. I do believe, I think it's possible.
I read a thing from Science Man's, a bunch of science people recently.
Oh, Science Man's.
Science Man's said that it's basically there is multiple dimensions. It's basically like proven based on one like sort of thinking. A lot more scientists are coming around to like, yes, there's probably multiple universes and dimensions or whatever, however you want to phrase it.
Like I said, I had no interaction. There wasn't a feeling of another being. I never felt an immediate danger, but I did feel energy of sorts. And the only possible thing that brings comfort's the wrong word, maybe explanation to my mind is that maybe that area, because it was a new area, it wasn't where I normally camp. It was I went deeper in the woods than I normally would because you sit at the same spot enough times, you just want to see a different tree.
Yeah.
And I just wonder if it was one of those areas. I don't know, and maybe is crossing over in between.
And this is the question. This is the question I always have with things like this. Where like in this particular area, are there anything like is there anything nearby that could emit low frequency sounds? Like is there like a radar array? Is there like a military installation? Anything that could possibly emit something that could be this like
even power lines maybe or something?
Yeah, like some sort of like low frequency sound.
Virginia is a military state. There is a lot of military bases in Virginia, but I personally don't think so. I had no cell reception. There was no lighting of any core. Like there wasn't. I am in the middle of the cut. There's nothing out there. So I mean, there's always that possibility. Like I don't know, maybe I fell asleep next to a power line, but it's. I honestly don't have that answer for you. I don't think so. I was in the middle of the woods. Like I had to drive and then get out of my car and walk for an hour into the woods. It's just doesn't seem likely.
Well, so I have
ever heard of before you do that, I do want to say to the caller really quick. Have you ever heard of, and maybe Nathan, I don't know if this is going to be your theory, but really quick, have you ever heard of, this is where my head went. Have you ever heard of spontaneous autoacoustic emissions?
I can't
say I heard of that. I haven't heard that.
It's basically like human ears can generate their own sounds. And typically if people hear it, it'll sound like cicada-like sounds, like buzzing or ringing. What you're describing is a much more heightened version of that. But 38 to 60% of adults with normal hearing have these sort of spontaneous autoacoustic emissions that human ears themselves will generate.
I mean, that sounds really interesting, but I've heard cicadas. Like I've been around cicadas. It's one of the most annoying noises in the summer. Yeah, I've never felt a cicada in my head before.
That's what. So hearing that, how you said you like felt the vibration. A tuning fork is this different thing. It's a vibrating metal, and if you put it like really close to your ear, you can. It kind of does feel like it goes in your sort of brain. And the fact that you heard it for so long, and you felt like that feeling of when you're standing in a dome. I like very much can hear that and picture that and relate to that. Then the intensity of the vibration, and then the text messages. I feel, this doesn't sound far-fetched, but I do like to think about these kind of crazy things, that possibly this sound that came from wherever the source came, it was either the blending of another dimension, or like another universe, another existence, another version of you living in your regular life. You crossed over maybe, or the sound sent you somewhere, and then you were getting texts from your girlfriend in another dimension freaking out because something in that dimension is going on, and you saw a window, you saw a preview of what's happening to you in that life, where maybe you did go missing or something happened on that trip, and you didn't come back, and she's wondering where you are, and you saw that, and then when the vibration ended, you were taken back to your normal dimension, and so you just saw a window of another life or something. That's what my brain goes to when I hear this, because the text messages were really weird. The fact that, and also I want to ask this, Helly in the chat said, was your entire message history gone or just the ones from that night?
No, just the ones from that specific night. I still had everything. Like I called my mother the day before. My call log was the same. All the previous messages that I'd had with normal interactions with
that's what I'm
lady,
saying.
And they were the same. Yeah.
So just her messages, I feel you saw something bad happen in another dimension with you or your girlfriend, and you saw those messages and you couldn't respond because you were from another dimension or something. I don't know. This sounds insane, but
You're telling
that's
me,
what
man.
that sounds kind of like something to me. I don't know.
Yeah,
The chat's
I
been
don't know.
talking about it too. This is a really interesting. This
Pretty
is a
wild.
really good story. I'm surprised that this is really good. Thank you very much for
Well,
calling
I
and
mean, the
telling
Yeah,
worst
us.
thank
part
you for
about
calling
this
in.
story is it's just wild enough. Like, I'm not out here talking about Bigfoot, but like, this is just something that happened to me and I can't explain it, man. And I just thought, maybe someone
Yeah,
else knows.
I've never heard anything like this before.
Well, I've always thought I was one of a kind.
I guess so.
Mhm. Yeah, it's very interesting. I mean, the first thing that I thought of besides the spontaneous noises, I mean, there is the hum, which is like a very famous phenomenon where people have reported all around the world have reported hearing persistent and invasive, and this is according to the Wikipedia, but like it rings true, no pun intended. The hum is a persistent and invasive low frequency humming, rumbling, or droning noise. But that doesn't explain this temporal disturbance. I have no other way to describe that of having these messages one day, going to sleep, and then those messages being gone, unless this auditory disturbance, um, like it sounds like you heard something, and could it then be possible that this auditory disturbance uh caused you to hallucinate sending these messages?
Ooh, that's interesting too.
Here's the thing: I've experienced psychedelics before in my life. I've been an adventurous human being. I know what it's like to see an altered reality. When I tell you, it felt very grounded, very intense, because I was experiencing true like panic. I wanted to
Mm.
let her know I was okay. So I know those feelings. When you are completely in to I need this to happen. I need to get this call off. I need to let her know I'm okay. There's no question in my mind that I was not having cognitive thought in that situation. And I've never
Yeah.
dreamt that viscerally before.
Yeah. Yeah, there's been times where I've had dreams and I can tell I'm dreaming and I've relaxed myself in a panic
Mhm.
moment. I in the dream I've
Absolutely.
actually gone, oh, okay, I'm just dreaming. I can relax, and then the dream changes once I have that thought because I'm sort of controlled it at the point. But yeah, it sounds like you were very like awake and aware.
It was. And
But
I panicked. I went to sleep out of fear and confusion. I did not
Mm.
know what was going on. And I knew my only choice was I'm not hiking out of the woods right now in the middle of the night. I'm going to get 3 hours of sleep and get the hell out of here.
Wow.
Interesting. I mean, there have been stories told of people on certain psychedelics where I'm trying to remember the exact drug, but I it might have been like on one of those podcasts like Joe Rogan or something, but somebody described having one of these psychedelic experiences where they imagined themselves living an entire life for months, and they could vividly remember living this entire life while they were having this complete psychedelic experience. And I
You're
do
talking
want
about salvia. I've been down this
Sal.
road, man.
Yeah,
I've
there you
looked
go.
through all these explanations.
Yeah,
That
there you
that
go.
is salvia itself, and it was nothing like that because I didn't just wake up and have a moment of clarity. All these moments were still with me. I
This
didn't
is
wake up and return
crazy.
to a new life.
Well, I wonder if you have like an ability or something and you were able to like cross over because maybe you were relaxed. You went out there to chill out. You're by yourself. You knew there was nothing to do, nothing to think about. You're just hanging out in nature. So maybe you like opened up some ability in this state you're in where then that sent you over to like maybe you could travel to different dimensions. Isn't there a name for that, like dimensional raiders or something? I don't know. That's
Astral
a wild
project.
theory. Oh yeah,
Yeah, it could
or
be like,
that.
yeah, some form
Maybe
of like
you are
astral
able to like
projection.
maybe you can tap into like other existences or something. You got to go back out there. You got to go camping there again, see what
I
happens.
don't know. I don't know, man. I don't think there's enough money to get me to go out to that spot.
Oh man, I want to experiment on this.
I don't think we can experiment on the listeners. That might be that's ill
Yeah, yeah.
advised.
Well, how about
Sounded
you
like
go back
some-
out there, risk
Huh?
your life, travel another dimension, and then come back and tell us all about it.
Well, I mean, maybe if y'all come with me, we can all head out there.
Hey, Odd Boys field trip. I am
Hey.
down.
Yeah. Never.
Once
Well,
we
no,
hit-
I was gonna
once
say
we
I've
hit
never.
1,000 members.
I was gonna say I've never been to Virginia, but I think I have gone. I forget where. I believe I have been through Virginia at some point.
You know,
I've
the
been, I've
only
driven,
thing-
I've driven through there a bunch. My dad's he was born in Virginia.
Oh, what
Oh, wow.
part?
It was a military base. They lived in
told you.
Massachusetts, but his dad was stationed down there when he was born. My grandfather was in World War II, and then he was like in the army after the war in the 50s, and he was born on a military base. That's all I know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, that's what my father-in-law is convinced, because I told him once, and he wrote it off as, you know, I'm some pothead or something. But he says the only logical thing he can think of, that with all these military bases around in Virginia, that maybe they were testing something in the woods, and maybe it like wipes your phone clean. But that doesn't explain like only one conversation. Why
Yeah,
all my
in a
other-
very
Yeah, very
specific
interesting.
conversation too.
Yeah.
Ooh,
it's
this
just-
is a good story. I like this.
You know?
Yeah, thank you very much for sharing your story with us. This is I wish that we had a better explanation for these events.
Yeah,
You and me
I wish
both,
we
brother.
could solve your problems. Or I guess hopefully you're not experiencing these problems anymore. Hopefully it's just a one and
Maybe
done.
just
thing.
talking about it is like helpful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I definitely feel more comical about it now. Every time you say it out loud, it just feels a little bit more silly. You know, the older you get, the less you ask questions.
Yeah, and it becomes more distant. But I think it happened. I think something went down. You went somewhere and you saw something you weren't supposed to see in another dimension. You crossed over. That makes me think if you did cross, maybe that other one of you came to your dimension and somehow
maybe
they
I
saw
swapped.
something.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
That's some Rick and Morty shit right there.
Yeah, it is.
Mhm.
Wow. Well, was it Jed?
Jed.
Thank you, Jed.
Yes.
Thank you very much for calling. This
Thank
is
you.
a great
Of
call.
course.
Very
I
much,
appreciate y'all
yeah.
just give me some of your time. Seriously.
Our
No
pleasure.
problem.
Thanks for
Thank
watching
you.
the show as
I
well.
know. Odd boys for life. Thanks, y'all.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you.